Good morning. Time for some more Pokemon Run and Bun with my lady. Today we'll be getting through a bit more of the Path to Sleep work, since we didn't quite finish last night. And I plan to get at least through the museum boss. If we have time, maybe we will go take on some of Brawly's gym trainers. There's no way we're fighting Brawly today. Not playing this game fast enough for that. There's no reason to really think about orange berries. There's no reason to really do anything about my items. That probably would help it make sense to you, yeah. Well, first off, this Fisherman Bill. Actually, I should figure out how to get the docs to show on the screen. Easily, anyway. I guess this way is the... Yeah, this is a bit complicated and slow, but 1 second. Oh, I already did that one. Or maybe it just works now. I don't know why it would work now, but... Oh, I see. It's... That's the issue. Alright, well now at least when I look at documentation, you'll at least be able to follow that. Suffering comes later. Fisherman Bill is not suffering. Fisherman Bill has 6 Weedles. The mechanics are pretty much vanilla Pokemon. There's a lot of changes, but none that are like fundamental, the way a game like Tectonic has. That's going to struggle bug me. Almost nothing in this game even has like a stat change or a typing change, with the exceptions being a couple of Pokemon who get a stat buff because they don't get huge power when the player has them in this game. The main changes are stuff like half the moves in the game getting 100% accuracy. Not really half, but a lot. And then stuff like, there's a different generation callback mechanics, like paralysis is somehow different. Weather abilities last indefinitely again. If I have to check that document. Yeah, there's no suffering here. There's just 6 Weedles. Let me double check. It would be really awful to die here, so I'm going to do a pretty unnecessary double check. Yeah, this can't do shit. Honestly, this is on the low end of trivial for this fight. It's pretty often... Like this run, I'm doing a Grottle starter. With a Monferno starter, you usually just kill every single one in one hit. Not that it matters, since Monferno doesn't take damage from bug moves. Am I here? I don't need to be here quite yet. Take my items off. That's to reduce the chance of mistakes. And now to start planning for this next fight. Let's see. Grottle makes dyslexia pretty trivial. It's pretty likely that that will be my answer to that. Oh, Palpitoad works very well against that. Okay, so that's probably good. Those two are definitely coming out. Corphish is pretty likely to be useful because it has, what's it called? Shell Armor. This fight is not really very bad, but for some reason it has Sand Attack twice. Which actually usually makes it easier because it's not a very good move, but it's just annoying on principle. Double hit means that I can guarantee the Oran Berry gets used. In between. But the Staravia technically could die to crit, crit, crit. Does that really matter? Probably not. It's still pretty hard to use Endeavor, though.
Corphish can safely switch in on the double hit. And then knock off the... what's it called?
The Silk Scarf. Can Tyrogue see? Oh, right. This is a level 8 Tyrogue. Let's fix that. Tyrogue is pathetic. It just is. There's not really much to be said about that. It's very, very sad. How good is Burned Silkscarf Tyrogue, though? It gets faked out once. I fake it out back. I switch to Corphish. Corphish knocks off. I switch to Staravia. That's not quite enough. Okay, I'm glad I don't have to worry about this at all. This section of the game is a section where I'm very happy to have this Palpitoad mod. Okay, getting triple crit is not real. I don't believe in it. It's not a fact. It's not a real thing that happens in real life. I think Horsey can be my lead and tank the thing. I think something like this is fine. Tyrogue switches in, Burned uses one fake out. Horsey takes the fake out, takes the double hit, Bubble Beams. It only dies to triple crit, triple max roll, which is, not real, in summary. I would prefer not to trust. The opponent will completely kill me in a sub 1% of 1% of 1% chance. Alright, Tyrogue. You have earned your endless candies, I suppose. Let me double check. Did Staravia or... No. Okay. So Tyrogue gets burned, Staravia gets the Silk Scarf. Everyone else gets an Oran Berry. Okay. Oh wait, no. Palpitoad gets a Petrifier. Party order doesn't matter in this case, but might as well put them in the order they're supposed to come out. If Staravia kills, then it'll probably be... I think Staravia takes enough damage that it's probably going to just be... No, it's probably going to be Luxio. Okay. Doesn't affect much of anything, but it's not literally nothing, so... And now to double check that Horsey's safe. I already did this count. 15, 30, 40... Wait, what? I thought this was 21 earlier. I must have missed the count. I mean, that's not bad. Oh wait, no, it is... Oh, I double counted the 18 instead of the 15. So instead of a 5.8 times 10 to the negative 8th chance, it's an actual 0% chance. Except that Sanatech exists, so there's no such thing. But it is what it is. I forgot to burn my road. Which almost certainly does nothing, but it does deal more damage. And will never cause anything bad to happen. Since Tyrogue doesn't ever die to create double hit plus 2 burn ticks. Is that correct? 1938 burn ticks are 40, 42. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Ability double check. None of these matter. Okay, Tyrogue technically can die to double hit plus 2 burn ticks, but it has a Borenberry, so it can't. That red umbrella up there holds a tuber. We do not want to fight these two as a double battle, ever, under any circumstances. Quick item double check. Perfect. No, no, no. Why? Okay. Everything's fine. Alright, Tyrogue, you're very pathetic, but you can deal like 10% damage. Since this A-Bomb has inner focus and not something like run away. Luxio? That makes sense. Does Luxio fucking kill Corphish? Yes, okay. Which means a Palpitoad switch is completely safe. Actually, I should just switch to Palpitoad and have that finish the fight. Technically, it could happen. It's very unlikely. But it can't paralyze me because its only way to do that is with an electric damaging move. Good job, Koi. That's a very beautiful crit. You make a wonderful addition to the fish pond. Double check that this can't randomly die. It can't, but I'm double checking anyway. It can't even come close. Great. Okay, it will always be double kick. Groddle can take the double kick pretty well. I mean, it could also be another sand attack. Groddle can still take it pretty well. Poison Tail deals 26 max. It can't crit because I have Shell Armor. Completely safe. Suffering continues. There we go. That's not a sand attack. Finally. What's the max damage here? It probably won't come up, but just to check. 20? Okay. And of course, it keeps getting sand all over my lady's property. Goodbye. Die. With prejudice. Okay, sometimes I think I'm disregarding this. I did not get into this fight. It didn't happen. I don't have a better way to disregard this than to just spam nothing, I guess, since I didn't save. Assure you that's not happening. It would be funny, but if I did anything to try to win, then I would not feel like it was fair to say, fuck that. It can even... It thought that would kill me, and it didn't. I should make sure that I keep something alive that has... it would be awkward if the last thing alive had only damaging moves, but everything has non-damaging moves, so that's not an issue. Okay. Ugh. I think even -6 will kill fast. I should make sure by going to Grottle first. I don't want to accidentally... I mean, I guess it would be funny if I killed it. It would just feel weird. I am fast forwarding until this ends. I guess it's out of Rock Tomb PP. That's unfortunate. Anyway, to actually plan that fight, let's see. So it looks like Staravia is surprisingly actually 100% safe here. With Aerial Ace. It could Force Palm me, that doesn't matter. I would just Aerial Ace into Quick Attack. With a Cherry Berry, just in case. That's completely safe, and Staravia is pretty obviously useless against these two. This one is the usual problem of this fight. It's not really an issue. I give this thing a Pecha Berry. This thing is similarly really... Okay, I do need to figure out how I will be... I probably could beat this with 2 Pokemon. Let's see. Aerial Ace into Quick Attack into This Is Always a Free Switch. Actually, which one's... It's always going to be Floppy out on Staravia. It'll always Shockwave. I will use Mud Shot. The thing is that it could Confuse Ray. Confuse Ray would be followed up by Fire Punch. I would switch onto Litleo on Fire Punch. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, the thing is that it could Confuse Ray me, so... The AI almost never immediately switches in this game, but there's complicated logic for post-KO switching AI. So after Staravia kills Mienfoo, it will always be Fluffy who comes in. The problem is, the fear of this game is that this Fluffy has Confuse Ray, so I need complicated strategies to avoid weird Confuse Ray hack losses. So it's like Staravia deals with Mienfoo easily, consistently. I don't have multiple ground types. But also, yes, it's something like that. It just takes more than... This is why it takes more than 2 Pokemon. Yeah, Grottle is Mono Grass still. But... if Fluffy Confuse Rays this thing, then it'll always use Fire Punch the next turn. I switch to this. This thing uses Headbutt. Holds a Cherry Berry. If it uses Confuse Ray, then I switch back on a guaranteed move that doesn't matter. Mudshot again. Mudshot this thing. Probably Mudshot this thing again. I don't think it can ever be in danger range. Scorefish do anything useful? Not really. Okay, nobody is that good at things. This thing's an okay thing to switch to just to deal some extra damage. This thing's not switchable to because it can fucking die to Venoshock. This thing's not all that safe either. Oh, it'll be -1, actually. At -1, I can just use this or this, really. Sand Tomb is 100% accuracy. Okay, this is fine then. But yeah, this entire fight is basically Staravia and Palpitoad. Everyone else is just here to avoid certain hacks fail outcomes. Burn on you doesn't really matter. I need Staravia to not get paralyzed, because there's a slight chance that Mienfoo uses Force Palm. It's very small, but... I want Litleo to also have this. And I want... how does this apply poison? With Toxic? Okay. I think an Oranberry plus Pre-burn is technically better. I don't think it really matters at all, actually. I'm not gonna pre-burn it. It doesn't take that much damage from Venoshock, even doubled, right? Yeah, that's just not very much damage. These fights are usually more suffering than this. Palpitoad is very good at this specific section of the game. Pokemon, does everyone who needs a Cherry Berry have one? Yes. We'll check that this works correctly. Definitely does, okay. Double check it doesn't have priority, it doesn't, perfect. Always going to use the electric move. Let's switch into a ground type. Now it's going to use either Fire Punch or Confuse Ray. About equal odds. I think it's actually 60-40. Fire Punch, so there's no reason to switch. All that planning, it doesn't even use Confuse Ray. It's probably 2 HQs, but it's technically possible to fall short. That move could have confused, which I didn't account for. It would have been fine. I would have switched to Corphish and then switched back and then Mudshot again. Now we're ignoring this for now. The museum fight. Do I have any Murkrow answer at all? Sword of this Herdier. Herdier can die to double crit. Although Herdier can't die to double crit if it has 1 pre-damage. So Herdier can beat Murkrow just fine. Okay. Well, unfortunately, my Nuzleaf died back to Lastiana, user of metronomes, enemy of all that is good. Oh yeah, it's a blessing, for sure. And the fact that the sets are pre-stored is also a blessing. For this fight in particular, I have to fight these 2 in a row without healing, which makes the calc especially helpful right now. Grotle is always coming to this fight to deal with this Tirtouga. The problem with this Tirtouga is mostly that it knows Ancient Power. And it doesn't help that if the Ancient Power thing triggers, it's not great. The problem with this Skrelp is that it sucks. One moment while I take a look and see if I have any useful hidden powers. That one won't appear on the stream. Hidden power. Palpitoad is electric, that's not very relevant. Oh, Palpitoad could actually be decent to Tirtouga. It's not ideal, but it doesn't write Ancient Power, which is really good. Takes 3 hits if I do that? Doesn't deal very much damage. And good news, the Tyrogue is finally showing as level 17. But yeah. Nobody else has a useful hidden power. Yeah, nobody else has a useful hidden power, and that's just all there is to it. Usually for this Whirlipede, what I would do is bring out a fighting type and have it spam secret power. But, my fighting type is this Tyrogue, who I don't think even learns secret power because it's a Tyrogue. And even if it did, it's a Tyrogue. And it has 210 BST. Because Tyrogues are made of depression. Failure. Does it learn secret power? Let's see. Can you teach it secret power, lady? Oh, this is hidden power. Wrong one. I know the deepest secrets that could bring down the monarchy. Oh, it can learn secret power. It doesn't matter because Tyrogue is too pathetic. But it can learn secret power. Herdier is probably just my answer to Murkrow. I don't have many answer options to Murkrow. I suppose Field does work. If I did 3 pre-damage, it would be guaranteed to always activate an Oranberry, and it can die through 3 pre-damage, which is worse than Herdier with 1 pre-damage. Yes, apparently Secret Power is a noble move that can bring down tyranny and replace it with democracy. I don't know why. Staravia is probably not very helpful with anything. Okay, is anyone good into Frillish? Besides just... Oh, you know. The grass type. The grass type is obviously good into Frillish. The issue with that is just... that... it isn't quite strong enough to beat both of these. Let's see, let's look at Slateport City real quick. So I could get a... wouldn't get a Horsey since I already have one. 30% of Remoraid, which is not useless, but pretty close. I mean, it's somewhat useful later, but I mean immediate value. 20% on Weasel, which I don't think Weasel has any moves that make it relevant. Weasel has Sonic Boom. But we're just now getting out of the part of the game where Sonic Boom would be good. I don't think Weasel is all that strong into... Actually, Weasel would probably be pretty strong into this Marini with Sonic Boom. Unfortunately, I have nothing poison immune. Oh, and then there's Quillfish as a 10% option, so 1 in 6 in the end, which would be really, really good. Quillfish is really nuts at this point in the game. I really don't want to go to Granite Cave. I think it's unlikely to help me out. I will consider it if I really hate my plan, since it can get me a ground type for something. So, Slateport City or bust. I can also technically do 110 if I beat Camper Gavi first, but Camper Gavi is incredibly hard at this level, and I do not consider it correct to do so. I wonder if I even could. If I could, it would be pretty cool. But I don't really think I can. I think it's just too strong. Okay, Tyrogue, you don't actually get anti-monarchy power. I guess there's no real reason not to either, but... back to the calc, or the museum. Herdier and Spheal are still my options for this. Herdier's generally a better one because it's technically safer. Does 24, 56, okay. Herdier might bait poison damage, which is sad. Although not that bad either. My only resistance to rollout is the Palpitoad and the Tyrogue. So this thing dodges crits as well. Horsey is basically useless into everything, and it has Hidden Powered Dragon, no. Tyrogue? Even if I taught Tyrogue's secret power, it's too pathetic. There's not much to be said about that. Palpitoad is probably, unfortunately, stuck being my answer to this. Groddle is my only real answer to Church. Hmm. Hmm.
I think this fight would go very well if I could bring 2 Groddles and 2 Palpitoads. Unfortunately, I cannot.
I think this fight would be a lot nicer with access to a Nuzleaf. Metronome Ice Beam, my beloved. That's too much damage. Although, oh no, it's just too much damage for. How much does it take at -1? Barely not enough. Okay. Prettier or Spheal. Tirtoga is pretty much locked to being Groddle. Which leaves Groddle without really enough ability to do anything to anyone else. Skrelp, I don't know. Marini, Frillish, Groddle? Question mark, question mark, question mark. How does feel here? I caught a Horsey here. I caught a Tyrogue here. I can't go back until I get a gym badge. I'm not fighting Gavi. None of these will help with Frillish, which is the problem. Can any of these help with Frillish? Can Quillfish help with Frillish? Quillfish can help with Skrelv. Remoraid can also help with Skrelv. I'm gonna go fish in place of Tidmore City, which is right here. Do I have, Okay, Spheal, you will do alright for catching purposes. Quillfish, damn. This is probably the worst outcome, but it's not completely terrible. Double check that Spheal won't randomly kill it on a crit. With Brine or Powder Snow. It could with Brine, it is safe with Powder Snow. Okay. I'm going to play it safe and try to catch from here. Artillery will be a fine hire for the household when it comes to D1. Ah, yes. A dose of terror for the children. Let's see what its individual values are. If only it didn't have minus special attack, this wouldn't even be depressing. It does have hidden power grass, which probably doesn't matter, but could be interesting in theory at least. But more importantly, it can switch into Skrelp. Use Psybeam, etc. Or it can switch into Marini and use Psybeam. That's a little harder, scarier, rather. Since Marini can just fucking kill it out of crit. What will it learn again? Bubble Beam, Aurora Beam. Okay. I'll import it like it has good moves since it well later. And level 17, since I'll level it if I bring it to anything. Poor Fish Beat Murkrow? Not quite consistently? Okay. I don't think it would matter if it could. Combi is not going to help here. Horsey is not going to help here. Grotle is basically required. Palpitoad does too much to ever not bring. So, versus Murkrow, this thing will use Covet twice and always be safe. At maximum, it'll have 27 HP, which will make Skrelp every time, since Skrelp deals more damage than Herdier does. Okay. Almost all of the time, this will be either using Acid or Toxic. It would be so much better if this wasn't careful. Acid or Toxic. Spheal will also bait Acid or Toxic, and is more likely to bait Tritogi using Ancient Power, which is a bad thing. I can switch into Remoraid. I use Psybeam, 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 which will bait Tirtoga using Ancient Power. Remoraid could die there, but if Remoraid died there, it wouldn't be that big a deal. I guess I would probably be better off pivoting through Palpy on an Acid/Toxic turn into Groddle. If Remoraid lived, yes. That way Groddle could kill the Skrulp safely. And then use Razor Leaf while this used, unfortunately, Ancient Power. Actually, Absorb might be better. Absorb is probably better. Just in case. Just because of this not dealing enough. Oh wait, it'll boost special defense in that case. Never mind, I should use Razor Leaf. Into Razor Leaf then. To make sure it always 3-hit kills. Yeah, okay. Which means in the worst case scenario... Well, the true worst case scenario is that this thing gets Ancient Power Boosts into Ancient Power Boost into Ancient Power Boost after having to switch Groddle multiple times. And then I just lose, but I think I just have to hope that doesn't happen. The other option would be to just kill Skrulp with this directly on a guaranteed acid turn. Use Mudshot once. Switch like before if it's confusion. Use Mudshot once, use Mudshot twice, use Mudshot 3 times, basically. Wait, no, I'm using Psybeam first. So this thing always kills. Then this thing would use Brine into... I would use Mudshot, it would use Brine. Oranberry would mean my HP was always safe, I believe. Yes, that's definitely true. I would need an Oranberry then. That's not an issue, because Remoraid should be at a always die to acid spot at that turn. Oh no, it's not an issue. I would need a Pecha Berry here. And I cannot make it so that Brine is always safe here. I do think this Palpitoad thing is the right idea, but I do need to figure out how I can get around needing both berries. If I'm willing to sack Remoraid, potentially, then I can make it safe. If I'm willing to let... It's okay. If I'm willing to let Palpitoad get poisoned, then I can just use the Oranberry, and that would be fine. It would be like Mudshot, it uses Brine, Oranberry keeps me guaranteed safe. Mudshot, it uses Brine, I'm safe. Switch to Groddle on the guaranteed Aqua Jet, kill. As long as I have a different answer to Mareanie, I think that's actually fine. Yeah, I think that's actually fine. So Orin for Palpitoad, Orin and 1 HP pre-damage for Herdier. Pecha for Remoraid. This thing is just Orin. This is good in that case because it will always Hex Groddle if it's not recovering, which makes this a safe switch. Yeah, Herdier's a great example to use there then. Cool. Groddle can beat Frillish for sure. Really good. which means I actually have 2 slots to beat this Whirlipede with. Tyrogue can take up one of them and use Fake Out to make sure that Rollout doesn't get to a unstoppable proportion. And the other one would be well, about that, huh? Granite Cave would be really helpful, but if I skip it, then I get to get a higher chance at Tajidamaru, because a lot of these mons, specifically these and these, yeah. So that's 40%? Yeah, 40% chance here of getting a mon with static. And Tajidamaru would be really good in this game. Is there another good chance to get a Tajidamaru anytime soon? Mauville isn't for ages. That's like third... No, that's beyond the 3rd gem. Oh. Route 117 isn't that far, but I can't use static here since there's so many electric type options. In fact, all of these except the Meowth are electric type options. It really is mostly these. Oh, static here is actually perfectly doable. Okay, I think I'm ready to go with Granite Cave and get a ground type for dealing with this. Yeah, I'm ready to go to Granite Cave and get a ground type. There's too many useless options here. Even if Magnemite would be nice. And too many useless options here, too. But, okay, that's the current plan. Do I have another option? Because I would really like another option. Rollout is 30, 60, 120, 240, 480. Yes, that's correct. There's a bug in this game where for AI purposes, it thinks rollout always has 480, so I can usually assume this will always use it, which makes this particular fight a lot easier that that's the case. Oh! This Rocky Helmet is too scary to use Staravia for this purpose. That and the rollouts. Herdier? Wait, this Herdier? Like, it has Intimidate, that'll help it a lot. I don't really need Leer. I could use Feel for its original role. I think Herdier should work really well, actually. I can switch to Tyrogue as originally planned for the Fake Out thing. Okay, I think Herdier should work amazingly. Yeah, okay. How much risk is Feel at with the crits? Let's see. Double crit and min roll on the first one, and top 5 rolls on the second one. Feel dies, 76% would be e to the -4. Not 7.6, not 0.76, not 0.076, but 0.0076% of the time. That is not real. Okay. Let me double check that I had an actual answer to everything. Spheal. Remoraid. into Palpitoad to finish it. Palpitoad into Grottle if things go wrong. What was my plan here? Did I have a plan here? Was it just Palpitoad? Oh, it was just Palpitoad. That actually works well. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, that's why I didn't want to use Field of Start, because Field of Start will get, let's see, min damage on this is 32, it'll put it at 23 plus 10 from the required Oranberry is 33. Yeah, then that'll bring this thing out, always using Ancient Power, which is really bad. That's why I had to do Herdier first. Okay. There was a reason. Sad. Corphish didn't have a useful hidden power, did it? It has hidden power water. Okay. That's not real. That's not real at all. Because it would be switch in, Bubble Beam, switch to Tyrogue, fake out. Yeah, that's not enough damage at all. There really just isn't anything that beats Whirlipede besides Palpitoad and Herdier, but I need those two for other things. Is there someone else who beats Murkrow? You don't beat Murkrow. 1854. You just don't kill Murkrow is the problem. You are so close. But also you have 31 special attack IVs, so I don't feel like I can really complain in that sense. Spheal beats Murkrow, but beats the wrong thing. Litleo, can you beat Murkrow? No. Staravia, what about you? No? No. Staravia is just not reliable enough at beating Murkrow. Staravia beats Murkrow if Murkrow doesn't crit at all. But Murkrow might crit. And I really don't want to lose Staravia when I'm about to go into the fighting gym. I guess the question then is would I rather risk Staravia or lose a bunch of chance at a Togedemaru? At least that feels like the question so far. Oh, wait. Hold on. Does Staravia? Oh, Staravia gets so fucked by a crit. By a double crit. Staravia is actually totally fine into a... No, Staravia can still get fucked on a single crit, despite being... But it can only get fucked on a second attack as a single crit. And how often does Staravia get fucked if I do that? Oh, wait. Staravia doesn't work for the same reason Spheal didn't work. That it might just end my run for fun, but because it will always be Ancient Power. Okay, I am convinced enough. Granite Cave. Floor 1 is usually the best, and this spot is not an exception. The other floors are the inconsistent floor, which is Steven's room. Abra won't help, Epena won't help. Gligar would be really good. Nosepass and Magnemite would be okay. Actually, Magnemite would be really good because it has Magnet Pull. Gligar would be good. Bellsprout would help right now, but be okay. Dottler would be useless. Meditate would be really good right now, but be okay in general. Drowsy doesn't do very much. The one we're actually planning on taking is this one. Fanpy's really good. Qfant is not good in general, but would solve the current problem. Rhyhorn is decent and would solve the current problem. Onyx would solve the current problem. Everything here would solve the current problem except for Sandile. And Sandile would only be a problem if I got really unlucky. This one's more inconsistent. I don't really know why you would pick it, but it does have better Tajidamara odds if you don't have static. This one has ice types, which don't help current situation at all. What's this for? Taja. That's not a Tajidamara. I have never had a run go well enough to make this one useful. Because it takes forever to evolve. But it will beat Whirlipede, I believe. Which is why I'm catching it, so... Absorb should be safe. Oh, Razor Leaf is actually safe. That's surprising. Oh wait, I didn't check its defense save. Never mind. Alright, you may believe in it to be useful. Do you believe in it to have good IVs? Go and fetch meat for me, lady. Let's go find out! IVs have mostly been a series of disappointments with the lone exception of the Spheal. This round. Why does it have that nature? These are like okay, I think? I think attack is like one of the better IVs to maximize, and speed is not that important because it'll be slow as fuck. But on the other hand, why does it have 31 plus special attack? Why does it have 31 plus special attack? Alright, it's getting used, for sure. So I will level it and Remoraid up to 17. Probably teach it secret power. Oh wait, I get Bulldoze. That's basically just as good as secret power. To be clear, I talked down about this Qfant, but I believe in Caparaja. I just don't believe in Qfant. It is a literal infant, and its stats reflect that. Yeah, this will go perfectly fine. Okay, this is going to do really well at the exact purpose I have it for. Excellent. Secret power is technically better, doesn't matter that it's better, not really, not enough to forget a move that might be valuable later. Oh, it even has sheer force. Is that a good thing? I don't remember. Oh, it has rock throw, that's even better. Okay, there's extra no reason to use secret power then. Although it is technically better because it has para hacks. I can always reset rollouts, I guess, as originally planned. I do kind of just have an extra unit slot. I don't really need to use this type rogue. There's probably something better to use. It has hidden power rock if I wanted to use that special attack, maybe. I don't because it has 40 base special attack. Yeah, I think I bring Corphish instead of Tyrogue. Corphish with the Pecha Berry. For extra help on Marini. Organize my Pokemon. Herdier comes up first. Take away items so I remember what to equip properly. Okay, so Oranberry, Pecha Berry, Oranberry, and Palpitoad was... Palpitoad was Oranberry, okay. That's what I ended up deciding was better. Okay, is Burned Palpitoad actually safe from... Burned Palpitoad would take 9, 12... Yeah, 9, 12... 34, 37... Burned Palpitoad would be safer, actually. Okay. Wait, no, it doesn't need to be burned, because it's fine, it's fine. Oh wait, the burn is to avoid Scrap Toxic in it. But that's really just not that big a deal. It probably takes less damage overall from being burned. I think burning is better than not burning. And then on top of that, I need to... This will not be poison going into the fight, but I need to do something very important. 49 HP, perfect. Nobody needs secret power, nobody needs hidden power. They're taking my money! My money! Our Team Aqua Guts right there, and they're charging me to run in and help them. How dare. Yes, get wrecked. I love this dialogue. Here, take this swagger, TM. You wrecked me, so it suits you better. I hope I never run into you for the rest of my life. Isn't it beautiful? But yeah, basically, Murkrow, Skrelp, Tritoga, Marini. I did give you the right berry. Oh, I did not give you the right berry. You need a Pecha Berry. Nobody else needs a Pecha Berry. Wait, you two both need Pecha Berries. Alright, nothing to it. Oh, I didn't need to damage this like this. I forgot about Intimidate. It doesn't matter. Damn, it didn't take any damage at all. Alright, please be Skrelp. It should be Skrelp. Skrelp, that's good. Might as well get the free damage in here, I think. Hertier's not very fast. Actually, is Hertier better to use damage on the Marini? It might be better to use damage on the Marini, huh? Is Corphish guaranteed to win the Marini? No, not at all. Okay. Whereas Remoraid is close to guaranteed to beat the Skrelp, and if it doesn't, it's okay. Because it's a Remoraid. Please don't be good. That's not. Max damage from Skrelp here is likely probably lethal. Yes, I accept that chance. Toxic. Oh, hell. Excellent. It's always acid here. I think it probably would have been better to skip the burn, but not by an amount that I think will matter. Toga 18, 27, 21. Yeah, that's not consistent enough. Doesn't matter that it's not consistent enough. Let's see, Brian is gonna deal a max of 27 plus 10. Oh, I messed up the calculations. Hopefully that doesn't matter, but it could be awkward. It'll never use Electric Power, which is really the important part, I think. That works. It's definitely fine if there's no crits involved, so. Oranberry will proc. Yep. Alright, let's look at the HP ruler. That is not aligned. HP ruler, why are you moving? I'm holding my up key with my body. That's not intentional. A little more than 40. So Grottle will take max 36, 47 plus a bit more. I really need to avoid damage on Grottle to whatever extent I possibly can. I could just switch into Absorb though. Would that be a... Absorb Razor Leaf would kill for sure. Brian cannot just kill me. I think in the end, that's what will make the difference. Oh, wait. Hold on. It's going to use Aqua Jet. That changes everything. Alright, first half down. First half was not the problem. Well, first half was about half the problem. But the problem was that there are two halves. Not that one half in particular was... Oh, we don't need this up here right now. The only move Herdier could use that would matter... Let me double check if Baneful Bunker is ever used on turn 1. I think it just has Baneful Bunker, or same as normal Protect odds. So I think it's... Oh, it can use... Oh, no. It's guaranteed to never Protect first run out if it has normal Protect numbers. I believe it does. And Herdier can never die here. So I might as well get the free bite damage while I can, since my other moves don't matter at all. Beautiful. I love free damage. You gonna keep doing it? No. Oh well. Okay, now it has a 4 in 10 chance to use that every turn. It could also use soak, so it's actually more like a 80 is 26-ish? Okay, yeah. 26-ish chance to use the thing. Venoshock deals a max of 22 damage, so that's completely safe. Okay, goodbye. That'll guarantee Baneful One, or not Baneful Bunker, that'll guarantee a Venoshock next turn. Venoshock probably always kills. Actually, funny enough, Fant becomes really strong here. Because it cannot be damaged by any of those moves, and Baneful Bunker only works on contact. Oh, okay. Bye. I can't think of any reason why it would send out, I was going to say why it would send out Whirlipede, but here we are. Is that a 5-hit? Okay. Why did that deal so much fucking damage? The fuck? Oh, I'm soaked. I forgot I was soaked. That's my bad. Is rollout guaranteed to kill here? It's guaranteed to not kill, just uses the move. I should have done that differently. Oh well. think Tyrogue is safe to go to, though. Yeah, Tyrogue should be safe to go to here. Wait, I don't even have Tyrogue. Never mind. There's no way to roll out uses reg damage counts. I think I risk Tyrogue. I mean, I think I risk Kufang here. Okay. What can Phyllis use? Anything? Literally anything, completely. Oh, that's. Whew. All right. There's just one more fight. Will they charge me if I leave and go back in? How dare they? I have given your museum such a vital service. That's true. Even where I live, it's true there too. Well, that was a strong split. I'm just deciding whether to do the Gavi fight right now. I think I'll leave that for next time. Alright, everyone. Thank you for attending, or not attending, or watching later, if the case may be. Thank you for caring about what Artemis wants to bring to the world. Psy Falrose, signing off.